Do you guys want to know something about me? I lack the ability to wink. Watch. With either eye. I can't close one eye without closing the other. It's impossible.
It started back in '94 on the east coast of the States. Ultraviolet Philadelphia, Gorilla had their own thing in LA. A big no Oslo vacancy, full of harder breath of fresh air from this industry. You've heard of the punks, the dragons, the heroes, they all get through the scene.
Hello world and all who inhabit it. Welcome to episode 10 of Hooligans Unite. My name is Ruby and I can't apologize enough for being unable to post a video last week. It's been a little bit of a tough week. Unfortunately, we lost a very dear friend of mine. I've known him since he was very young. He is the brother of my best friend growing up, and it's been a little bit of a tough week. But I appreciate you guys having some patience with me, and let's have some happy things happen on the show. Let's move on to some happy things, because you guys make me happy, and this channel makes me happy, and giving back to our community makes me happy. So that's why I'm posting one today, and let's get started. First, we're going to start off with the Pay Your Dues raffle. Now, you guys, every single month I say this, and every month you guys blow me away with the amazing generosity that you guys have. We managed to raise $2,520 for St. Jude Children's Hospital, and we are again matching that to go to Latch, the organization out in Wales for the oncology department in the Wales Children's Hospital. I'm just overwhelmed. Every month I'm wondering and I'm concerned that, you know, we might not raise enough money or as much money as the charity before, but each and every month you guys are so supportive and you donate, and it's amazing. For this fundraiser's donation and for next month's fundraiser donation, which I will be getting into in a second, we will be donating in loving memory of someone that I knew. I was able to reach out to my cousin and make sure it was okay, but we will be donating this month's donation of our over $2,000 donation to St. Jude Children's Hospital to my little cousin Bailey. Bailey, in January of 2012, was diagnosed with a brain tumor. He was the sweetest little boy. He loved to dance and tell jokes. He even set up a donation box in his radiation ward in the Children's Hospital to try and help out his friends that were also there. So he had a huge heart. Unfortunately, Bailey passed away in July of 2016. It was about 2 days short of his 10th birthday. And I would like to dedicate this month's donation in loving memory of Bailey. And I'm so grateful to all of you hooligans out there. Thank you guys so much. So unfortunately, my raffle drum is back home in Indiana, and I am in Florida currently. So we are gonna have to kind of make do with the Pay Your Dues raffle. You see what I did there. But just to remind you guys what the lucky winner will be receiving if they win. Obviously, a Hooligans Unite t-shirt, the 8x10, the personalized message, you guys know the deal. The special ones for this particular one is the Rugrats painting that I painted myself. Both of my action figures. So it's just so many goodies. And so obviously, Ruby, just get started. Just pick the name. Let's just do it. We're gonna be using this little bad boy. This was my original idea, but I was too excited for a raffle drum. So this was my original idea. So that's what we're gonna be using today. As you can see, it is all filled up. And I'm shaking up. Oh my goodness, that's a weird noise I made. It's all filled up with all of the donations. Again, if your name is marked as private, I will only be sharing your first name. So I also wanted to announce before I pull this, I know I'm leaving you in suspense, there are quite a few of you that are continuously donating each month, and you're donating quite a bit, and I would love to show that gratitude to you guys, even if you don't win the Pay Your Dues raffle, because I want you guys to know that you're appreciated. So if you are a return donor and you have donated to 3 of our fundraisers, then whether or not you win the Pay Your Dues raffle, I will be contacting you, and I will be sending you one of these Hooligans Unite t-shirts and one of these 8x10s, regardless of if you win or not. I just want you guys to know how grateful I am that you guys continue to donate and you continue to give back. So I wanted to show my appreciation. So from here on out, I will be going back to the previous donations and going through everything. If I see your name multiple times and I see that you've donated to 3 or more fundraisers, then I will definitely be sending you a t-shirt and an 8x10. So be on the lookout for that one. All right, Ruby, just draw the name. I don't know why I'm closing my eyes already. And the winner of the Pay Your Dues raffle. It's so much less satisfying than the raffle drum, but we make do. All right, the winner of the Pay Your Dues raffle for the Hooligans Help St. Jude Children's Hospital is... All right. God, my drum rolls get worse and worse and worse. Dom, I will not be sharing your last name, but you, my friend, have donated so much over the last 3 fundraisers. I'm so excited to have pulled your name. Thank you so much. And you will be receiving all of these prizes because I had to have cut your name out a lot of times. So thank you, Dom, so much for donating. Thank you to everyone for donating as many times as you have. Again, I'm going to be going through all of them for all of you repeat donors, and I will be sending out a t-shirt and an 8x10. I'll be getting your size and contacting you. We will be contacting you from the Hooligans Unite email, so please be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for donating, and I just can't express it enough. You guys are the best. So that brings us to this month's fundraiser for the month of September. I still can't believe it's September. That blows my mind. Like I said earlier, this month we will be donating in memory of someone that I knew. The reason that I wasn't able to post last week, a close childhood friend of mine, Brandon, passed away. He was an amazing person. He was funny. He always loved to tell dad jokes. He was caring and compassionate and silly, and he unfortunately struggled with type 1 diabetes. So because of that, we will be working with JDRF, the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. JDRF is the national leader of research for type 1 diabetes. They are a nonprofit organization that is constantly doing research in ways to cope and ways to cure type 1 diabetes. And since for the fundraisers previous, we've been doing for all the profits that we raise, that we will match to a different organization with similar values. I wanted to match whatever profits we raise for an organization called Insulin for Life. Insulin for Life is an organization that supplies insulin and disease management to those who cannot afford it and would otherwise go without these life-saving provisions. So it's an amazing organization that I think could use our help. So that, along with the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, I really think we can do some good in honor of Brandon Worm. I really hope that you can help me really give back to this foundation. Okay, on that note, I went ahead and did something that I've been getting a couple requests for here and there. I did a Q&A. If I did not get to your question, I will be doing another one. That is, if you guys would like to see it, please let me know in the comments below. Yeah, I hope I got to your question, and I hope the answer is what you were looking for. There was a wide variety of questions. Please enjoy. Please donate to the links that are down below for those charitable organizations that we spoke about, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks for being patient with me. You're so sad looking. You look so sad. Oh God, I can't. Oh my God, you're such a cow. All right, I gotta answer questions. Let me ask you a question. Why do you wake me up at 6 a.m.? Yeah, that's what I thought. Ow, are you kidding me? Hi. Sorry about that. This one's the worst. You just need to relax. Just relax. Okay. So I'm just gonna dive right into it. This is Q&A with Ruby and Barney, apparently. I got these from my Twitter, from my Instagram, from the Hooligans Unite Twitter, and from the Hooligans Unite Instagram. So I got some good ones. So let's just get right into it. What non-real item from a movie or TV show that you would love to have? I love this question because I knew immediately what it would be when I heard it. I want Gizmo from the Gremlins movie. Like, for my whole life, I just want that little whistly ball of cuteness just as a pet and in my life. I would never get him wet, and I would never feed him after midnight, because I know how to take care of my animals, don't I? Don't look at me like that. Do you ever feel like not being normal is hard? If it does get hard, how do you handle it? I guess I have just a difficult time having like normal conversations with people, as we saw in my last video. Any social interaction I have with people is difficult. My best advice is just embrace your weirdness. Just own it. Attempting to be normal seems a bit boring, to be honest. It attracts normal people, which are inherently unexciting. So just embrace it. Embrace not being normal. Enjoy not being normal, and don't look at it as anything bad. Just look at it as, hell yeah, I'm not normal. What is your favorite kind of potato chip? Y'all. Sour cream and onion potato chips. Close second though is barbecue potato chips, but the trick to it, because we didn't really have like dip when I was a kid, we had sour cream though. Barbecue potato chips and sour cream is the best combination in the world. If you have not tried it, try it. It's amazing. Any advice on handling anxiety? I don't have it all figured out when it comes to my anxiety, that's for sure. But I have found that things that will generate a sense of calmness with me, just like taking a walk with my dogs, or like doing things that generate those endorphins in your brain and that help you with that sense of calm. And also, when you do get anxious, I do find that being anxious and realizing you are and trying to like force yourself not to be can kind of create a pressure that almost adds to that anxiety. For me, as long as I am aware of like when I do have like maybe an anxiety attack or something like that, I try to accept it and see what I can do to calm myself down, instead of like, I'm having an anxiety attack, how do I end this right now? Like it ends up making it worse for me. So that's how I do it. Like I said, exercise and anything that releases those endorphins definitely helps. This is an important question. Favorite dinosaur? It's so sad that my go-to when it comes to dinosaurs, or when I think about The Land Before Time, that's like when I go, which one of those was my favorite? Like, it has no real relation to what dinosaurs were actually like or whatever. So that's the worst thing. Ducky was my favorite, and now I'm looking it up. I'm not even kidding. What kind of dinosaur was Ducky? Ducky is you guys, I can't even pronounce this. A Parasaurolophus. What? A Parasaurolophus. Okay, yeah, whatever that is. Ducky from Land Before Time is my favorite dinosaur. Yep. Do you have any siblings? Yes. I have 3 older brothers. Can't imagine why I was ever a wrestler. Your constant need for my attention is just overwhelming. Who were your role models growing up? I've said it a bunch of times. My role model was my dad. He was just the best. Who is your dream opponent? I got this question a lot. I feel like that's just the main question people ask wrestlers. Probably Jazz or Molly Holly, to be honest. Jazz was one of my favorites for a long time because she was just so aggressive, just so cool. And Molly, just meeting her was just, I was so happy because it's like, everybody says like don't meet your heroes, but she was the nicest human being. One wrestling move you would have to do, but you don't know how. There are so many wrestling moves I don't know how to do. Or I'm just incapable of doing. But one that I would like to know how to do, or I know how to do it, but I don't do it well, I have a funny story about it, is a moonsault. And actually, Mark Andrews, Pete Dunne, and Tyler Bate all taught me how to do a moonsault at the PC. And it took like an hour. And then, lo and behold, Lacey Evans just walks up and like gets on the second rope and does a moonsault in like minutes, and then jumps on the top rope. It took her like 5 minutes, like her first try. What? I was so mad. What's your favorite SpongeBob episode? Honestly, it's probably the chocolate bars one. It's just so good. That show is so good. I legitimately haven't seen an episode in years, but a fun fact is when I lived in an apartment in Lafayette, I couldn't afford internet or cable. So I bought the first 100 episodes of SpongeBob on DVD, and I watched it over and over and over and over again. I had nothing else to watch. I didn't have internet, I didn't have cable, I didn't have anything, so we just go to DVD stores and stuff and just try and find seasons of crap. Who is your favorite pop punk band? Pup. I love Pup. Hi, Hoovy. And when I said Pup, I didn't mean you. I didn't. His little face. I didn't mean this, Pup. The Dream Is Over is probably one of my all-time favorite albums, so I highly recommend it. Did you like wrestling for Alpha One? Favorite moment? I loved Alpha One. I loved it. It was probably one of my favorite crowds. It was one of my favorite promotions. I enjoyed it so much. My favorite moment, without a shadow of a doubt, was becoming the Alpha Male Champion. I beat Josh Alexander for it, and a bunch of the guys from the locker room came out and like lifted me up and stuff. So I do credit Alpha One big time with a lot of the strides I made in my career that I feel like helped get me to the WWE. Ethan Page, a little shout out to him. He forced me to cut promos before every match, before every single match. He forced me to be comfortable in front of a camera, and he pushed me, and I needed promoters to do that at the time because I was comfortable with a lot of things, but promos were not one of them. So, Paige, I appreciate you. What was your first reaction to seeing your action figure? I was blown away. That was crazy. I always
talked with some of my friends on the indies, and like the 3 things that mean that you made it were a WrestleMania, a video game, and an action figure. And I, fortunately enough, have done all 3, so I made it. I actually, for the very first time recently, saw my action figure in person. Like, I have had them sent to me, but I've never seen them, how I refer to it, in the wild, like in a store. Like, I've never seen it like hung up, just accidentally went through the toy aisle, like I've never done a million times. But went through the WWE section and actually saw myself like hanging up. Like there it was. There was the last one, so it means either they only put one out or people bought them. So appreciate you if you did. What is the most embarrassing thing that happened to you while you're in the ring or in a match? I was actually just telling this story the other day at a live event. I believe it was myself and Liv Morgan. No, it was myself. I think it might have been myself and Sarah with Liv on the floor against Bailey and Sasha Banks. And Bailey hit my face in the corner or something like that. And then she started crawling to Sasha. And I was trying to get to Sasha before she did. And I ran at Sasha and I tripped over Bailey's leg. It was a real thing that happened, and I'm so glad that it wasn't on national television. I tripped over Bailey's leg and I landed like right in front of Sasha, and then I just took the palm of my hand and I just hit her in the shin and she fell off the ring. It was very embarrassing. What is your biggest fear? Bats. Ugh. While I love you and Liv, how are you and Shotzi Blackheart not a team yet? So I picked this question specifically to let y'all know something, and I need you guys to hear me. I need you to hear me. I like Shotzi. I do. She's a great girl, very talented. But leave the girl alone. Like, just because we both have tattoos and green hair does not mean we need to be a tag team. Let her be her. Shotzi and I are 2 completely different performers. Let the girl live. Y'all need to pump the brakes with that one. My only tag partner that I want right now is Liv Morgan. And she is doing her own thing at NXT. So y'all need to drop that and stop tagging us and stuff, trying to fantasy book that to happen. Because it's just not right now. So y'all need to pump the brakes. If you could be any horror villain, who would you be? Some of you might not know this reference. One of my favorite movies is The Devil's Rejects. And one of my favorite characters in it is Captain Spaulding. Rest in peace. Don't you like clowns? Like, he's the best. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Unless you're too young, don't watch it until you're supposed to. Best concert you've ever been to? The Misfits. I went with Matt Cross, known to some people as M-Dog. And it was just a blast. It was so sick. And M-Dog is a good friend of mine, and he is probably the biggest Misfits fan I've ever met in my life. And just how much he was enjoying it. Like, when you go to concerts, just always make sure that like you're going with someone who is either more obsessed with the band that you're about to go see or as obsessed as you are, because it just makes the experience that much more fun. And we had a blast. We got to talk to Glenn in the back and Jerry Only, and Doyle and everything. It was just, it was perfect. What was your favorite cartoon growing up? I painted it. The Rugrats was for sure. Hey Arnold and Our Real Monsters and Cat Dog were all up there too, but Rugrats was for sure #1. Favorite tattoo style, traditional, Japanese, etc. It has changed a lot over the years. For a long time, when I was younger, I liked the traditional tattoo style more. As I am getting older and more appreciative of the real talent that it takes, I really do enjoy realism, as well as watercolor. I don't have any watercolor on me actually, but I am looking forward to having some of that done. My tattoo artist, Amber, is honestly probably one of the best at watercolor. She's so good at it. Her use of color is just incredible. So, will you have a Twitch? Yes. Yes, I will. How did you come up with Hooligans Unite? I wanted an outlet of something to use my platform for good, for something positive, and also to interact with you guys, because we haven't been able to do that a lot lately. And I haven't always been good at social media. So I wanted to come up with a YouTube channel that helped people, that interacted with y'all, that I could make fun videos. And I named it Hooligans Unite because Hooligans United is the name of the tribute album to Rancid, which is obviously one of my favorite bands. What's your favorite video game? Okay, so I have one from the past that I love, and I really, really wish they would finish, because they haven't, I don't think. Sly Cooper is probably, like, I love platformer games. Like, I love platformer games. So Sly Cooper, all of them were some of my favorite ones. I do really, really like puzzle platformers these days. So Little Nightmares is a really good one that terrifies me. It legit makes me scream out loud when I'm playing it. That one is, but the one I play the most these days is Call of Duty, and which doesn't apply to a platformer or a puzzle platformer. It's just one that I told myself I would never do, but it's very addicting, and I play with some of my friends, and I enjoy it most days. Other days, I want to throw my controller through my TV. What's your favorite Less Than Jake song? Bam. It's on my arm. My puppy. But She's Gonna Break Soon is my favorite Less Than Jake song. Who would be your dream team of a punk super band? Whoa. What a question. Robbie Brookside, 100%. Robbie Brookside is my punk Yoda. That man, if you ask him any question ever about any punk band, most likely he will know who they are, where they're from, the genre of punk that they play. It's unbelievable how much this man knows about punk rock. Matt Cross, who also knows so much about punk. So I don't know if this applies to people who are already in punk rock. Like, I just want to hang out with Joan Jett, so is that part of it? Or so yeah, Joan Jett, Robbie Brookside, Matt Cross, Lars Fredriksson. That sounds like a crew right there. So yeah, I just mixed people I knew and people that I know are way cooler than me. Favorite match at SummerSlam? This last SummerSlam, my favorite one was definitely Dominic Mysterio and Seth Rollins. That match was so good. That was Dominic's first match. I saw him on Monday, and I just walked up to him and just told him how cool he was for like 5 minutes. Sorry for your loss. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. I have a question for you, if that's all right. That was my request, so of course it's all right. With you and Liv as a tag team, is there a chance of seeing a women's tag title run in your futures? The tag titles have always been in our sights, ever since they've been around, absolutely. So yeah, once Liv and I kind of mend our relationship fully, I know that that's going to be the next goal, is for us to snag some gold. Number 2, which female wrestler, current or past, do you look up to the most? Now, one of the reasons I chose this question is because a lot of people don't know this. When I have said before, I didn't start watching wrestling until I was 19 years old. When I started watching wrestling, I did not necessarily watch your traditional WWE stuff, but the women that I watched the most were Sarah Del Rey, Daisy Hayes, Awesome Kong, but my all-time favorite on the independents, and not a lot of people know how awesome she was, is Mischief. And if you see my green hair, you'll understand, like, she was just so sick. Like, she was just so cool. She had this amazing presence. She was intense. She was crisp. She was so athletic. She was awesome. And she was by far my favorite. And I got to wrestle her twice in my career when I was on the indies. And I was super early in, and I was super nervous. And I gave her 2 really crap matches. Like, I was not good. by any means, and I know that I wasn't. So, mischief, I'm so sorry. But that is definitely one that I wish I could go back and fix and be like, hey, I don't suck. This one has a lot of questions in it. Genuine condolences. Thank you very much, Paige. I appreciate you. I've got a few questions if that's okay. One, what's something you think people would be surprised to know about you? I have been to jail twice for driving with a suspended license. There's a very long story involving that, but basically I moved to a different state and had insurance. No insurance, but insurance in a different state than the state that I lived in. And they suspended my license. And after that, I didn't know it was suspended because I moved. And I got pulled over and I went to jail. And then I thought I had it all cleared up. I thought I paid everything I needed to pay. And I got pulled over again. And I didn't. And it was still suspended. And I went to jail again. So yeah, that's something. That. Good Lord. To proudest moment of your career / career highlight. I would probably have to say evolution. Or either if like the proudest moment, if we're talking about a match or anything, I would say evolution for sure. If we're talking about just my proudest moment in general as a whole, I would say the Riott Squad. Just us as the three of us was definitely a career highlight for me. It was one of the best things that's ever happened to me. It's the reason that I am who I am. So it means the world to me. And then one of the proudest moments of our career was when the Riott Squad was at our best, and that was evolution. Number 3, describe Hooligans in one word. Ooh, Paige, you're getting me with these questions. Family, I think. I think people think that family has to mean blood, but it doesn't. Family is in here. How did you come up with Barney and Hoovie's names? Hoovie was named after a professional wrestler called Juventud Guerrera. I heard a promo of his one time and it made me laugh a lot. And whenever he referred to himself as the Juice, I wanted to name my dog that and to be able to call him the Juice. He's the juiciest one. And then Barney actually came from Barnabas Reynolds from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you very much. My question for you would be, if you could eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? Cookies. Hands down. Easy answer. I love cookies. Also, we know how good of a baker you are, which is not very good. How are you at cooking? I'm equally crap at cooking as I am at baking. Again, I use the close enough method, which never turns out okay. I've gotten better over the years. I used to burn ramen noodles, but which is possible. Just don't add water. I've done that before. Embarrassing, I know. So yeah, thank you guys for all your questions. If you would like me to do another one of these, let me know in the comments below. If you have any ideas for a video or something that you would like to see from the channel, let me know. And until I see you next week, please donate to the link down below and stay healthy, hooligans.